having those programmed. We completely stopped using this. And here's the beauty of it. Instead of having connections in line all over the place, the processing and everything else is done within the MCV-1. And the beauty of it, you no longer have loss of every time you hook up a coaxial connector through the line. Every time you use a plug, you got 0.5 dB loss right there approximately. Not a good idea to have a bunch of plugs in your video line. Now, here's the drawback of the DVE system here. It only works on S-video. It will not work on the composite side. And the reason is, most people use the composite side anyways to have on a separate monitor. On the computer, you want to use the S-video. Because of the MCV-1, how it's made now with the built-in DVE inside, the circuit was specifically designed for the chip that's inside of the MCV-1. All of the coaxial loss with a bunch of connectors is completely gone, and using S-video only allows the digital side of the DVE to control the separate luminance and separate color as well, all into one control, and that's one of the reasons why it was made that way. Now, those who have an MCV-1 can send theirs back, and we can modify that for you and send it back. It takes approximately about 3 hours to do. Once we've got all of the circuit made ahead, we already, next week, we're going to be starting the production of the circuit board that goes inside of those, and it will be available a little bit later. And for those who want MCV-1, a new one, it'll be available with it built in. Now, Tom, to answer your question of earlier, I would like to mention to you, the control itself is a potentiometer that connects on the MCV-1. If you have an MCV-1, you've got a white RCA jack, which is for, I believe, is left or right audio. Let me see now. Where is it? I don't want to plug mine and lose single here. Hang on a minute. Bear with me for a minute here, Tom. Yeah, the white one is, okay, what is it for? Oh, okay, I need the light on here, so I'm going to turn my 100-watt light bulb. Okay, it's the white connector at the back, which is an RCA jack, okay, it's a female. It's for the left audio. There's also a red RCA line, audio, and nobody uses the audio. So what we've done is connect the circuit controller through the red audio. So all you got to do is plug this potentiometer with an RCA jack at the end into it, and that immediately activates the DVE built in. And the potentiometer does not control anything but voltage control oscillator. It's a voltage control device. The circuit is inside, and the only thing you have outside is that small little potentiometer that has a little RCA jack at the end. You just plug it in. If you unplug it, like I'm about to do, this is what you get. This is without the DVE, and this is with the DVE. And you could turn it up. This is the whitest you could get with it, and of course you could go super dark until you lose actual sync. The sync no longer works with it. And many times you'll see the screen turn blue. That means you went too low. So here we go. We got 45 seconds here or so. I find the image overexposed, so that means we don't need that much. But this is what the new MCV-1 with the built-in DVE is going to do. And now you can just unplug this thing, walk away, or leave it hooked up. But once you have it calibrated, the beauty of it is you just expanded the brightness range control of this video control. But once you have it adjusted, now I'm using the brightness control on the software. You could go super dark, and you could go super, super bright, super white, and there is no way that you cannot, it's foolproof. You cannot miss your shot here on the computer. How many times the computer screen's too bright and we just can't turn down the background, have a darker background? Well, this time we will be able to. Now, we've got the integration at 40 seconds. I'd like to suggest to turn that down to 30 seconds. And we're going to start seeing some very, very nice detail within the galaxy. What I'm going to do is increase the APC on the camera, and I want to see how well the noise ratio is going to be handled by the new circuit built in of the MCV-1 with the DVE. Yes, Chris, absolutely. The contrast at 63, that's the maximum. I always use the contrast at 63 no matter what. This is how you're going to get the best image possible. Once in a while you'll turn it down about 52, 55. But right now the contrast full rip, full value at 63. Alright, here we have, right now we have 30-second exposure. Oh, hang on, there's more questions here. Hang on a sec. My computer. Wow. Yes, Tom. Tom, I'm going to give it a try. We want to keep the wire as short as possible. It's always a good idea to have the wires as short as possible, but the answer to your question is yes, it can be. An extension can be made on a control and then bring it to maybe 6 feet. I wouldn't want to push more than 3 to 4 feet. To be honest with you, I'd be for fear of picking up noise. But this is something I'm going to be testing for you. There's no doubt about it, and I'll be able to get back to you on it. But technically speaking, to answer your question quickly, the answer is yes. We'll be able to put a small extension on it. You see, the idea of having the control here right at the DVE is you don't have to go through any extender box or any external box where every time you connect one connector in line, you lose approximately 0.5 dB gain. That can induce noise. It can do a whole pile of other things. Most of the time we won't notice it, but I just don't like having it there. To me, as much as what AMGO could bug the living daylight of some people and hot pixels, which for me they don't bother me, but what bugs the crap out of me is having too many connectors in line. To me, I know they're there and it bothers me. I want the cleanest, the best single possible feeding the MCV-1, and having the built-in DVE inside is exactly what we wanted. So you cut down all possibilities of having any loss whatsoever and have a range that's going to be approximately well over 100% more than the previous DVE that we had. So you have it all at the same time. You've got a level, you've got your, just like Chris said earlier, it's like having a level built in, you've got the gamma built in, it's all done into one sweep of the control. Yeah, sure. Okay, before we turn it off, we've got the brightness at 123 at the moment, and the exposure is 30 seconds, Chris. So I'm just going to unplug the little potentiometer from that red RCA jack, and as soon as this thing is off, the voltage is no longer fed at the potentiometer, therefore it shuts off by itself. So watch this. There we go. This is with DVE off completely. This is just the way now the MCV-1 functions normally. Now with that, I can bring the brightness down now if I want. So now I got the brightness down but the brightness is at 0. Okay, now the brightness is at 0. Yes, it is. Oh yes, big time. Okay, come on now. Here we go. I had this at 123, I think I said. Yeah, okay, let's put it at 120. Let's rehook up again the DVE to it. What that gives me now is the ability to adjust DVE. So here I'm going brighter on the DVE live, and I can go super dark. So let's adjust this to have a decent picture, which is now. And let's use the brightness on the software now. Remember, I brought it to 0 and we were getting an image that was okay, still white background. Now, this is the lowest it'll go, at 0. Back to 119, 120, and all the way up to 255. You've got all this range now to play with, to adjust with, for the specific image you're going to need. Oh yeah, it does. So what happened is not only you've got the dynamic range of the camera, but while the signal from the camera feeds on the DVE itself had a fixed, not the DVE, sorry, the MCV-1 had a fixed range pretty well, because it deals with one type of signal going in only, and being converted to USB to digital. Now, we not only have an increase in dynamic range, but we have it at the conversion from analog to digital on the digital side of the MCV-1. That's the point. That's where we want this new unit to be hooked up inside. Okay, Tom, sounds good. Tom, thank you very much for taking the time and stopping by. I much appreciate it, and I thank you for your patience. And yes, good luck, Tom. Hopefully things will be okay with you and your wife as well. Have a good night, Tom. Thanks again.